Today, we're going to talk about how marriage isn't just love, celebrations, anniversaries, it's also the law. See, most of us get married, we think about one thing. We think about the celebration, the party, the music, the dancing. What we often don't think about is the law involved. And so, what does that really mean? It means that when we get married, we're not just there for the party. We're not there for the guests or the guest lists. We're not there to fulfill the mother-in-law or the or the any of the mothers or parents' wishes. We're there to, I guess in divorce terms, to enter a legal contract. And you see this more in divorce than you do in the actual marriage itself. It's actually not even represented into the fact of, well, the papers getting served. There's step one of a legal process. And so, what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that marriage isn't just love, it isn't just the party, it isn't the kids, the house, and the life that you build. Marriage is oftentimes, about 50% apparently, statistically speaking, about the legal ramifications of the law. So whether you're married or you're divorced, this video is applicable to you today because of that. So all my divorced people out there, you know this better than any of us. And if you're just going through the process, I hope this video can guide you into understanding that this is a legal process that you're going through. You're also going through a healing process for the loss of the relationship you're now mourning on some level. And whether you want to admit it or not, you're going to be mourning that relationship for some period of time. Some of us numb that pain. Some of us ignore it. Some of us scroll, swipe, get back out in the dating scene, trying to forget about it. But no matter how you do it, you're going to have to face the music. And it's best to understand the legal ramifications that you're going through. So for me, I was in denial for quite some time. But it's good to be aware of the fact that this can happen. And maybe you're in denial yourself if you're going through divorce, or maybe you've experienced that. It's important to understand that that's a normal phase to grief, and that there's a couple more phases to it as well. Acceptance can come later on, and it can kind of move like a roller coaster as well. So you may think that you've accepted all things, and then a fight over a chair happens, or a table, or who's going to get the dog, how often you're going to see the kids, and the cycle can start again and again. And that's the whole premise between the legal aspect of marriage and what we experience in divorce. So we're not just experiencing the loss of a relationship, which is the emotional side. We're also experiencing what it's like to deal with a legal process. A legal process that differs state by state, and a legal process that isn't always what we could see as fair. You can listen to a song out by Oliver Anthony about a scorned woman that kind of highlights his interpretation and experience with it, right? 50-50 sometimes cannot feel so fair, even though in the law's eyes, that's what happens. I was talking to one divorced man the other day, and how his alimony settlement is based off of his gross income, so before taxes. So he pays that off of his gross, then he's taxed on his income, and it kind of hurts. It hurts that it's not like a EBITDA, or earnings before tax and then after tax consideration. but I'll digress from that. The pain is real, and the cost of divorce can be quite expensive, both emotionally and financially. So the best way to prepare for this is, before you say I do, understand and talk to a lawyer about if it doesn't work out. Or better yet, refer to, and if there's a famous divorce lawyer that's spoken with Lex Freeman and been on a bunch of podcasts, and he always speaks about how most marriages could be resolved by having a prenup. So even if you don't think you have all that much financial assets that warrants a prenup, because he appears to be a successful high-end divorce attorney, he speaks really intelligently about the fact that even on a modest salary or a good salary, a prenup would set a premise and understanding of, for both parties, the legal contract that they're getting into. So I'll try to link his name down below for you so you can reference some of his stuff. It is really powerful. The lessons that he speaks of in his experience, I think it could be really useful for any man that's entering into marriage or that's going through divorce, to understand that no matter who you are, wealthy, semi-wealthy, modest, or not so modest income, you can experience the pain and loss just as much. And I'd say, financially speaking, if you're not well off, you're actually probably going to hurt a lot more by losing half the value of the things that you have. So it doesn't take much to consult with a lawyer. I know it can be confusing at times with legal fees and retainers. It cannot feel fair, but I can tell you, I can attest to you, it's a smart move to talk to a lawyer first before getting married, to understand the ramifications for the state that you're in. Most states nowadays, or a lot of states, I should say, are no fault. Some states still allow for fault. So for infidelity or for wrongful doings of various kinds, there can be ramifications and benefits to the party that isn't in the wrongs per se. But most states nowadays are no fault divorces. So 50-50 split of all assets, and that means assets and liabilities and debts. So just be aware of that at the end of the day, we all focus on the things that are exciting in marriage, right? Starting a family, maybe purchasing a home, all wonderful, exciting things. Starting a family, beautiful things. We can get distracted in all those things and not really understand the contractual obligations of what I do means. And for those of us who've gotten married, you'll probably remember signing some documentation, then having to send it into the state. That's your legal paperwork. That's the law enacting in the words that we're told to focus on so much in the vows. Well, the words in the vows do mean something. I'm not trying to take away from that and the sanctity of marriage. I believe in marriage. I support marriage. I do support it with the right partner. But you have to know yourself first to find the right partner before you can just enter into a relationship. So my suggestion for you and anyone else out there that is going through divorce or thinking about getting married is consult with a lawyer, number one. Number two, know yourself first. So what are your values? What is important to you in life? This includes kids, not having kids, where you want to live, what you want your life to look like. A lot of us get into a marriage and don't think about these things. We don't talk about it with our partner, and then we're committed. We'll get family pressure, we'll get pregnant, we'll have a kid. The next thing you know, you find yourself in a bit of resentment because you're stuck in a job you don't appreciate, or that doesn't appreciate you. And life can get real difficult real quick. So do your homework about yourself. Is number 2. And number 3, don't get married. Don't start dating again if you've been divorced until you learn to lead yourself. And what does that mean? Understand your non-negotiables. What are unacceptable things for you in a relationship? And more importantly, what are unacceptable things for you to cut out of your life? Do you like to go bowling on the weekends? Hang out with the friends for a football game? Or is fitness and the gym incredibly important to you, and you need to get in your time? A run, a bike, a swim, lifting weights. Whatever it is, you got to know your non-negotiables. So, with that being said, today's hike, today's journey was to talk about I do not just being about love, but also about a legal contract, and learning how to lead yourself and lead your partner with having those conversations about non-negotiables, and your values. So if I had that advice before, and I think many other men, we'd be in different situations. But that's all right. It all starts with knowing and acknowledgement and awareness, and going from there. So thanks for joining today. We'll see you on another one soon.